Hello everyone and welcome to Tommy's Reptiles. In today's video, we're gonna set up an enclosure for the coolest lizard on the planet, the green tree monitor. And after we set up that enclosure for the green tree monitors, we're gonna do an epic green tree monitor unboxing. For this build, we're going into the reptile room that's still currently destroyed, but it should be fixed fairly soon. We'll be using one half of this handcrafted wooden enclosure for this setup. Also, please keep in mind that this is just a temporary enclosure for these green tree monitors. It's kind of like a quarantine situation where I'm just getting used to seeing how they are. Make sure they have no parasites, and you know the drill. Before we start setting up this enclosure, we gotta obviously clear out all the old junk, the mulch, that lay box, and let's get some light on the subject. Further down the road, I actually plan to set these guys up in a big walk-in outdoor enclosure, but first, I want to set them up indoors. I wish I cleaned this out when I found out my reptile room was flooded and destroyed, but we were busy cleaning up everything around the house and packing everything, so what can you do? I use this barrier just to protect the wood, even though it's covered in Drylock. Alright, first step of the build, we're going to put a protective screen over the heat light because I don't want these little green tree monitors getting burned. I think in the future, I'm going to start using these protective screens for every single one of my enclosures because you can never really be too safe. And you should do whatever you can to keep your reptiles safe from getting burned. Alright, now that the lights are done, I got some of these cork pieces offline. They're flexible and thin, so I'm just going to screw them right into the sides of the enclosure so these green tree monitors have more space to climb. I also ordered these fake plant panels off of Amazon. I think this will be a nice touch of greenery and make the green tree monitors feel right at home. These plant panels are really just a test. I want to see how long these green tree monitors can jump and climb all over these before they get destroyed. I'm hoping they last though. I really think they're going to be a nice accent to this enclosure. They're easy to cut and you just staple them right into the side. Alright, about a quarter way done with the siding, but let's continue. Let's add some more cork. And as you know, there's no straight lines in nature, so we're going to use some of these little plant pieces to cover up the straight line between the cork. I think that looks pretty good. Now I'm going to finish off the rest of the siding with these plant panels, because I really want to get that jungle vibe going. I really like the way this side turned out. Nice even mixture between cork and plant panel. But I think I'm going to do all plant panel on this side. Here, I'm removing a bunch of the plants and getting them out of the way because right behind them is the air vent, and you need good air circulation. Both sides are complete, and I really like the way it looks. Next, we're going to measure a cat palm that I bought at Home Depot. I'm just putting it in here to see how much I need to remove from it. Since this enclosure is going to be bioactive, I want a couple real plants inside of it. For one of their main hides, I got this big birdhouse box thing. I just want to cover it with a cork panel to make it look more naturalistic. All I'm going to do here is measure it out, cut it to fit, and then screw it right on because it doesn't have to look fancy. It's going to be covered by plants anyway. Here, I'm just using a knife to cut their entrance so they can get in and out with ease. After that, I'm going to screw it into this branch because they're tree monitors after all, and they like to be off the ground. They need to be elevated. Didn't turn out half bad. Let's go throw this in the enclosure. I'm putting their hide in. Right now I'm playing a little branch Jenga. I just got to make sure everything is wedged in nice and snug so nothing can fall over and hurt the lizards. Time to add the substrate, which is a mixture between sand, cocoa fiber, and topsoil. And now I want to mix it up as much as possible. Gotta throw some leaves in there so the isopods and springtails have something to eat when there's nothing else to eat. And I'll cap it off with a couple cat palm fronds that I cut off earlier. This enclosure is starting to finally come together. It's time to add the little unsung heroes of this enclosure, the isopods and springtails, which are the cleanup crew that will help keep this enclosure clean. For those of you that don't know, these little insects can help break down reptile waste. And they're really the reason that this enclosure is considered bioactive. Without them, there's no ecosystem. Alright, good luck, little buddy. I hope you enjoy your new home. Just look out for those big green things in the future. Now I'm adding these rings where I can place the monitor's food and water. It'll be funny to put the food dish right out here because they'll peek their head right out of that hole, get a snack, and probably go right back in. Let's throw in the plants. Here's that cat palm from earlier. Just got to rearrange it so it's not touching the light bulbs. We'll throw in some extra cork so they can climb up to the higher branches. I'm also adding this big bromeliad that I got at Home Depot. I think it adds a very nice pop of color. We're almost done. It's almost time to unbox the green tree monitors. This is a cork tube filled with cocoa fiber just in case the female has to deposit some eggs. Let's hide that birdhouse a little more, make it look a little more natural so it's not a big rectangle. This branch right here is going to be their hottest basking area, right under the heat light. Here it is, the green tree monitor enclosure. This is a perfect spot for their quarantine and for me to observe their behavior, to learn what I need to add for their bigger build. This is the size of the enclosure I hope to put them in the future. Obviously, theirs would have a lot more branches, but this is the idea. These green tree monitors came from Underground Reptiles, where I got my Quince monitor 3 years ago. I got a pair, so there's 2 green tree monitors in here, and let's slowly release them into their new home. I don't know which one is which. There's one male and one female. I'm just going to take them, let them go in the enclosure, and kind of leave them alone for a while. I want to do this slowly so they don't just run out and jump and run away. This one is all the way at the bottom of the bag, and I see his rear end, so we got to try to turn him around. There he goes, jumped right out. All right, let's get him in the enclosure as fast as possible. Here you go, buddy. All right, on to the next one. This one's head is in the right direction, which is a good start. Look at that coloration, that bright green, that yellow under the neck. These lizards are absolutely stunning. I think I'm going to take this one and just point it in the direction of the enclosure. Oh, there you go. Man, this is so awesome. These were at the top of my list for goal reptiles. I'm so excited about these green tree monitors. Whoa, this guy hopped right out. That was a close call. Let's put you back in the enclosure. Such a beautiful animal. Wow. Come on, hop down. There you go. The other one ran and hid behind the background, but this one is just staying out, not shy at all. It's pretty cool. I'm going to see if I can give this one a couple chin scratches. I don't know, though. She backed away. Going to leave her alone. Slowly come back. When she backs away or gets scared, I'm going to leave her alone. I don't want her to feel trapped. I want to get her comfortable with me. Look at that prehensile tail. That is awesome. What a great shot. She moved over to this branch, which was closer to me, which is funny, so let's try to give her a drink. She doesn't seem that thirsty, but let's give her one more chin scratch and see how she takes it. This is so awesome. I did not expect for this to happen so fast. I hope the other one warms up to me like this also. But it's so cool just to be able to pet a tree monitor like this without it running away and hiding. It's time to really start building that bond and that trust. Okay, that was my cue. I'm gonna leave these guys alone and let them settle in for the next 24 hours. I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video, and thank you for watching Tommy's Reptiles.